Welcome back to the F3AI World Championship, Race 6 here at Donington Park. Qualifying currently underway. Right now, out on track, about to start their lap is the 98 of Nikocado Avocado. Currently on a pink, but that's because the first sector will always end up as a pink. Nikocado Avocado just starting to score some points this season in the last couple races, trying to pick their season up. One of their pinks gets taken away by the 12 of Bing Shiling. And about to meet some traffic up ahead, that is the 88 of Egg Roll. Could potentially end up being in the way. I think the 98's getting held up a little. And that may affect their lap time. And locks it up into that final turn, which is pretty much blind. So I don't think this is going to be that good of a lap. It's definitely going to be far from pole. 129.7. 129.8 actually. David Ovalois, next car around, has a pink but also has a yellow, which usually you never see on a first lap. David Ovalois, a 138 of a 20 of May Fox, currently on a good lap. Heading down towards the hairpin, this is where a lot of time can be gained and lost. Had two pinks earlier, but John G. III is on a really good lap, but is meeting some lap traffic in the hairpin. Gotta see how the 20 does, and then we're gonna see how the 4 does. So, currently on pole 127.6, while John G. III will go to the top with a 126.4, over a second faster. Moisicle Ever now coming around. We see a car off track in the back. Moisicle Ever goes second. Monocle Ever goes 5th place. We saw he had a pink. Currently about 3.5 seconds back from the pole. 12 Bing Shiling on a good lap, but getting slowed down by the 69 coming out of the final turn. Gonna have to see where this lap goes. It's good enough for pole, just under a 126. And up by 4/10 right now is the 12 Bing Shiling. John G. III going faster once again, heading down towards the hairpin. The 20 of May Fox also on a good lap right now. At the bottom, all we see is green, so they're all improving as of now. John G. III out of the final turn. Where's it gonna be? It's gonna be good enough for pole right now, 125.4. Currently P1. Bill Slow currently has not set a lap, so he's coming around to set his first lap. We saw him lock up. And then we see the 98 of Nikocado Avocado has two pinks and a green. So where's this 98 gonna go? Monocle Ever goes first, only to be taken over by Nikocado Avocado, who just barely gets beaten by the car behind, which is Egg Roll, with a 0.4. Bing Shaling has another pink, but also a yellow, and is getting slowed down by the 33. It's just barely an improvement, moves up to 4th. But that 12 is looking very fast. Currently, Egg Roll sitting on pole by about 2/10 over the 98. 21 cars have set a lap. The only one that hasn't is the 7, who we thought set a lap earlier, but apparently not. A lot of cars have been going off track in this qualifying. We haven't really took note of it, as John G. III goes first with a 124.2. 2/10 quicker than the 88. But there's just been a lot of cars doing minor offs, nothing major, as they've all been able to set laps, which kind of tells you that it's been nothing major. Nikocado Avocado moves up into second, leapfrogs the 88, as the 67 of September Cyrus moves up into second. John G. III and September Cyrus on teams that are first and last and second to last in the championship for teams, as Bing Shaling goes first with a 123.3, 7/10 faster, but their teammate Chris Pettigrew is going pretty quick. So is the 29 of Mason Paisley, but it does not look like the 19's time is going to count. Neither is the 29's. It seems like they have both gone off track, and time runs out. The 20 will be the first car to finish. Looking for an improvement. Not going to be pole, but it's going to get pretty close. Going to go 4th place. As the 56 of Xander S. Lejour, we didn't even notice it, went up pretty high. Just 200ths off the top time. The 42 of Tano's Cat. Also there, Spencer Alfredo puts it on the pole with a 122.9. Currently, that is the time to beat. 2/10 up on Moisicle Eber. Can anyone get an improvement? Phil Slow shoots up to 5th. Saw the 66 of Chad Enjoyer was finishing up a lap. A very slight improvement. Big Fatty moves up to 9th. Bing Shaling going fast once again, but has 2 yellows and is going to pull into pit road. Bing Shaling, as of now, rolling off in 3rd. As Spring Roll jumps up into 2nd, with the 42 of Tano's Cat right behind. The 21 improves as well. Lots of improvements late in the session, as that is it from qualifying. We take a look at your starting grid. Spencer Alfredo on pole by 500ths. Just barely edging out Spring Roll. Row 2, Thanos Cat and Moisicle Eber. Gonna be lining up in that second row. Bing Shaling, who is up by 7/10 at one point, will be rolling off in 5th. Xander S. Lejour in 6th, followed by his teammate Sepp T. Lejour in 7th. Top 7 all within a second. Phil Slow will be rolling off in 8th. Row 5 is May Fox and John G. III. And row 6 is Big Fatty and Monica Leber. Row 7, September Cyrus and Nikocado Avocado. Row 8, Egg Roll and Chad Enjoyer. Row 9, Nico Cat and Mason Paisley. Row 10, one of your championship contenders, Chris Pettigrew, all the way back in 19th, and David Ovalois. And then in row 11, we see Virgin Fan and Roblox Time, who's currently 2nd in the championship. So we're definitely seeing a big championship change after this race, but it's gonna look like it's gonna be a chaotic one, so we can't be for sure. Let's take a look at your... For some reason, the championship standings are not showing. Give me a second. There they are. So coming into this race, Chris Pettigrew up by 4 points on Roblox time. Spring Roll is going to be rolling off in second, is in third place in the championship. Bing Schilling not too far back. Neither is Phil Slow, Xander S. Lejour, Moisicle Lever, Monica Levers, Septi Lejour, Thanos Cat, Egg Roll, Chad Enjoyer, Mason Paisley, Spencer Alfredo, your pole sitter, all the way back in 14th in points. September Cyrus, Nikocado Avocado, Big Fatty, John G. the Third. And then we look back, May Fox, David Ovalois, and then looking to score their first points this race, Nico Cat and Virgin Fan, and it's looking possible, just knowing how chaotic it was in qualifying. And then championship standings, Wet Butter Cakes up by 20 points, doing really well. And then tied for second is the Rolling Racers and Among Us Chungus Racing. And then Seps Lasers, Equipti Monocle, the Magenta Trees, Balance Racing, Fan and Enjoyer, the Pink Unicorns, Maze Auto Racing, and then Niche Motorcraft. About 10 points off last place in the team's standings. Let's take a look at your race info. 2.45 miles around Donington Park. It's a pretty cool day, 65 degrees, and it's pretty cloudy. A total of 12 turns, 5 to the left, 7 to the right, and it is another clockwise circuit here in England for the English Grand-Prix. So now we get ready to go. 77 up in front. If I had to make a pick before the race, I'm going to say that 33 is going to be aggressive on the outside at the start. But I think the 42 is definitely going to be wanting to win a race. The team boss hasn't really done too well in previous seasons of just any of these events. So hoping for a good one this season. However, Nico Cat has not scored any points for the team. Thanos Cat has scored all of them. Finished second at Barcelona because the 19 of Chris Pettigrew, so all the way back in 19th, barely made it on fuel, literally actually ran out of fuel, and just had enough momentum to carry them across the line. And I think they stopped near the end of the front straightaway. So about 20 seconds before the lights will turn on, and then immediately off, and then we'll be heading down towards turn 1. Some good passing opportunities at this track. Very fast. Also some tight turns as we hear the engine start to rev up. The lights turning on. And now they're off and they're away. Spencer Alfredo gets a decent jump, but the 33 tries to push around the outside, but the 33 gets forced a little wide. Thanos Cat trying to move into second as the 33 about nearly lost it coming out of turn 1. Now down the hill. And look at the 21 shooting around the 19, or sorry, the 12. And now the 42, Septi Lejour, up into third place. The 21, an amazing start. Up 4 spots. Easily the biggest mover, leaped frogged a lot of cars. And now trying to go for the lead as we see the 33 right on the back of Spencer Alfredo. As the 21 trying to get to the inside of Spring Roll. Spring Roll trying to fight around the outside. And will just barely keep the position. A good little battle there. 21 trying to look for a move. Same with the 33. Spencer Alfredo will lead the first lap. Top 3 all together, and then a small little gap to 4th place. And then 5th place not far behind them. And Spencer Alfredo is the first car to go off track. He's trying to keep it straight, just way out wide. He's going to lose some positions. That's going to give the 33 of Spring Roll the lead. But the 21 of Septi-Lejour trying to go for it. Spencer Alfredo drops back to 5th. Now has to do some work to get back to the front. The 21 of Septi-Lejour, very racy early in this race. As he's trying to go around the outside. He's got to carry the momentum. And he's got it. Septi-Lejour up in front. Bing Shilling, fastest lap as of now, a 126.7. So Septi-Lejour up 6 spots within only 2 laps. His teammate has lost 3 spots since the start. That's kind of just been dropping back. Top 4 all together as they go through the chicane. And then down here we see the 12 of Bing Shilling dive in and get a pass on Thanos Cat for 3rd place now into the podium. But the 42 does not look like they're done yet. Trying to go around the outside, gonna be right behind on the straightaway, but up at the front, the 33 of Spring Roll trying to look to make a move. Septi-Lejour just stays ahead as we have a car off track that is the 68 of Virgin Fan, hard into the tire barrier. Oh, just absolutely missed the final turn, and just not really hard, it was more of just a glance, and it's still trying to carry on. About 30 seconds back is the 68 of Virgin Fan. '77 of Spencer Alfredo trying to do some work. Now down through the hairpin. May Fox just got passed and dropped to 7th. Still up 2 spots since the start. We see a lot of battling for position back here. John G. III was trying to look around Xander S. Lejour. Septi-Lejour now has the fastest lap of the race at 23.0. Up by 1.5 seconds on Spring Roll now. Just a very strong lap there. And Xander S. Lejour has gone off track. Exiting turn 1. Has came back onto the track, but down in 12th now. Currently down 6 spots since the start. Thanos Cat wanting to get back onto the podium. Currently behind the 12. As Bing Shilling locks up. Saw a little smoke come from the tires. And tried the launch again. You see the 42 also looked like they were going to try the launch, but just wasn't quite there. Now look at Bing Shilling trying to go around the outside. Bing Shilling trying to take the lead, gonna be on the inside, already up into second, as now the battle is really between the 42 and the 33 now, and Thanos Cat gets by. Spencer Alfredo now has the fastest lap with a 122.3. Septi Lejour up by 3 seconds now. And Thanos Cat's teammate, Nico Cat, has gone off track in turn 1. But rejoined back on the track. And the 12 taking a very defensive line so no one can send it up the inside. The 42, however, tried to make it work around the outside, tried looking for it. But now the 42 of Thanos Cat gonna try the outside into turn 12. Gonna see if this works. It's worked for everyone else. The 42 not as fast exiting, but still gets ahead. And now Thanos Cat into second, and the 33 of Spring Roll is now gonna be wanting to get back onto the podium. Spring Roll just side by side, as they're still side by side. Going down the hill, they finally sort themselves out. Thanos Cat now into second. So right now, in the championship, the leader only has about 46 points, which if you have 2 wins, that's already more than that. If you have a win in a second place, that's pretty close, as the 33 tried looking for it. 12 Bing Shilling was right there, as now look at Spring Roll, he's trying to get a move around the outside going, as the 42 locks up and goes wide and off track, keep it off the barrier. Septi Lejour sets the fastest lap of a 122.1. Phil Slow has also gone off track in the same area. Phil Slow did not lose any positions, but Thanos Cat drops down to 5th. So a lot of off tracks right there. And you see a big glob of cars right here. That's the 40 trying to go around Chad Enjoyer. Moisicle Lever just gets ahead. Bing Shilling on the back of Spencer Alfredo now. About a third of the way through this race. So now, Phil Slow has gone off track again in the same exact area, but he is losing a lot of positions this time. Just another lock up into that turn, and he drops all the way down to 20th. Phil Slow has a lot of work to do now. So was able to hold on to 6th, but just lost 14 spots there. The first time was okay, second time not as good. The 33 of Spring Roll dipped his wheels off the track, and now the 77 of Spencer Alfredo trying to get by. These tires are definitely struggling more than they have at other races. We're seeing a lot more lockups and a lot of more tires getting dipped off the track. Spencer Alfredo tried looking for a move there. Is now down into the hairpin. Spencer Alfredo all over the back of Spring Roll. And the 15 of Nico Cat has gone off track, but got back going. Sefti Lejour goes fast once more with a 1:22.0, up by 7 seconds. As the 4 of John G. III has gone off, in the same spot as everyone else, he has not scored a lot of points this season. This is the reason why he keeps doing off tracks like this. The 42 of Thanos Cat has also gone off track a little. So a lot of cars going off track now. So now we gotta start thinking about when will pit stops be, because they seem to have really affected the results of this series. A good pit stop versus a bad pit stop. And the 12 of Bing Shaling trying to dive to the inside of the 77 of Spencer Alfredo to take third place away. Just a late braking maneuver got the 12 ahead of Spencer Alfredo. And the 12 of Bing Shaling tried looking to the outside in turn 1. Wasn't able to do it. So now Spencer Alfredo trying to close back in to the 12, but it seems like Bing Shaling definitely just does the late braking and they work, gets by the other cars. Another lock up into the chicane for the 12. And we see the 42 way in the back, goes off track once again. A lot of cars going off track. Septi Lejour, his time gap has gone away by about 2 seconds. Oh! And we have a crash for 33 and the 68 of Virgin Fan upside down. Oh, just tried going into the turn together and then they both just flipped over each other. 68 going for a little bit more of a wild ride, but that's going to take both of those cars pretty much out of the race. The 68 already was a lap down, but now the 33 of Spring Roll upside down, and he still hasn't removed his car. He's just sitting there on his roof. There we go. So the race gets a little bit more crazy as we see a double barrel roll in the final turn. If I had to guess, that's where the time went away for Septi Lejour, got held up by the 68 of Virgin Fan. Now both the 33 and the 68 are out of this race. As Septier has gone off track in the hairpin, which we haven't really seen today, gets back going. Still a strong lead over the 12 and the 77. And there goes the 12 of Bing Shaling this time, going off track, and once again just misses the tires. Spencer Alfredo now into second. Thanos Cat going to be following behind the 12. As the 99 of Big Fatty, first car into pit road. Already working a strategy there. Maybe seeing going earlier could work out in their favor. About an 8-second pit stop for Big Fatty, and they're going to head back out. The 12 taking the defensive line once again. And the 15 of Nico Cat has gone off again. Whoa, that is some serious off-roading there. But now the 42 trying to look around the outside. Not quite there. Thanos Cat will remain in fourth. As Spring Roll has left pit lane. Will be 2 laps down. So an 8-second lead for the 21 of Septier. And then Spencer Alfredo just behind. The 12 goes wide. And that will move Thanos Cat into the podium position. Currently most off tracks this race. Let's see. Most cars have gone off at least once. 4 times for Thanos Cat, and Bing Shaling goes off again. Absolutely misses the chicane, makes it 3 times. 5 offs for Thanos Cat, 5 offs for their teammate, Nico Cat, as Septier has entered pit lane. Making a pit stop. Who will stay out? Thanos Cat is going to be coming in. Bing Shaling coming in. Pretty much everyone coming in. Septier rolls off with an 8.5 second pit stop. Spencer Alfredo a 1.5 quicker. So Spencer Alfredo cuts the gap down to 5 seconds. About 10 seconds back, Moisicle Ever moves into 3rd place. And Bing Shaling is still in the pit lane. Did the 12 get some damage? Still sitting in the pits. Maybe a problem in the pit stop. But that is not good. So everyone is pit now, and a couple cars have very slow pit stops. And that shook up the field a lot, as Xander S. Lejour has gone off track and just misses the tires. So, take a look at pit times as Bing Shaling remains in pit road, goes a lap down now. A 7-second for Spencer Alfredo. We see some 12.6s from Thanos Cat and May Fox, and Bing Shillings is just still going up. The 29 and the 9 benefited pretty well from those pit stops. Pair of teammates now, they move into the points. Now Moisicle Ever in the points. Well, in the podium, actually. As we have about 7 minutes left before the end of this race. A lot of time, a lot of things can happen. 29 has got to the back of Monica Leber in 6th place. As the 9 of Roblox time has gone off track. I think he cut through the chicane. Didn't seem like he lost any positions. But now it's under fire from the 98 of Nikocado Avocado. Bing Shaling still in the pits. And I'd definitely say that 12 is out. I mean, obviously, they're not going to score any points at this point. September Cyrus getting close to the back of Mason Paisley for 7th place. And then Chad Enjoyer secretly snuck into the points. Currently in 5th place, battling Thanos Cat. Spencer Alfredo is slowly closing in the gap between him and Septi Lejour. Some sector times. Spencer Alfredo just slowly closed in, and I think this 4th sector wasn't too great. Bing Shaling finally leaves the pits. Still a very unknown problem. We haven't figured out what happened. About 6 temps lost for Spencer Alfredo in that last sector. He's got some work to do. Chad Enjoyer still trying to look for a way around the 42. Chad Enjoyer right behind Thanos Cat. As now here comes the 66 trying to go around the outside. Looking for a move, can't get it done. Will remain in 5th place. 3 seconds is the gap now, because Septi Lejour got held up by the 12 of Bing Shaling, and now Septi Lejour has gone off track way wide in turn 1, but not much time lost. About 2 seconds is the gap now, as the 12 of Bing Shaling is in the way. Oh, was that a little bit of, I don't even know what just happened there. But now 4-second gap almost as if nothing happened, as Septilegor has gone off again. His tires are cooked. Spencer Alfredo gained about half a second there. Surprisingly, not much. As now, 3.5 seconds. We'll keep watching it. There's about 3 laps to go. Biggest mover so far in this race, Mason Paisley, up 12 spots. Currently in 6th. Having a very good drive. After starting way back. So 2 seconds now is the gap. And only a couple of laps left. Spencer Alfredo reeling in the 21. Let's take a look at some sectors. Once again. As Moise Lever has gone off track, who is currently in 3rd place. He's got back going but lost some time. Second sector. Another gain for Spencer Alfredo. It's down to about a second now. The 77 has closed in. And is going to need to try to hold off that 77. About half a second now. As the 42 of Thanos Cat has got by the 40 going into the chicane, which is not where I would pass. But now there's no need to look at the sectors as the 77 is there, and the 21 goes wide. The 21 goes off track. He'll rejoin in 2nd, but Spencer Alfredo now ahead, and I believe this is the white flag. Spencer Alfredo, a 1:21.9, his fastest lap of the race, right when it mattered. Already up by 3 seconds. Locked it up a little bit. You don't want to go off track now. Spencer Alfredo needs to carry it home one more lap. So now, going through the chicane one last time. Now down towards the hairpin, there's a lapped car up ahead, but I don't think the 15 of Nico Cat should be much of an issue. As now, one final turn, just can't mess it up now. And makes it through cleanly. Spencer Alfredo is going to win the English Grand Prix. Followed by Septilegor and Thanos Cat just hangs on to 3rd place. To round out your podium, a nice final couple laps for Spencer Alfredo. Septilegor tried to hold on, but I think those tires were just about shot. A very good race for the 77, the 21, the 42. Definitely needed those results. So now we're waiting for the final cars to come across the finish line so we can take a look at the results. And if we look, let's see who got the fastest lap. And it's Spencer Alfredo. So 26 points to the 77. Very nice finish. for Spencer Alfredo. So now let's take a look at your results. Spencer Alfredo, your winner by about 3 seconds over Septi Lejour in a good battle in that final couple laps. Thanos Cat will get third place and round out the podium. Then it's Moisicle Lever, Chad Enjoyer, Mason Paisley, Monica Lever, September Cyrus, Nikocado Avocado, Xanderus Lejour. They all get points. And outside the top 10, we have Eggroll, Roblox Time, May Fox, David Ovalois, Phil Slow, Big Fatty, Chris Pettigrew, John G. the Third, who could have had a really good race, Nico Cat, Spring Roll, Bing Shilling, and Virgin Fan. Tough break for Spring Roll and Bing Shilling. Both had problems during the race. We still, as of now, do not know what happened to Bing Shilling. But that is it from Donington. Next week, we're heading over to Germany for Hockenheim. And I will see you all then. Goodbye.